guys, how's it going? We are back in Monica's garden to do the next step. We actually have 3 things we're going to try to attempt today. Number 1 is fixing the arb and lilac hedge behind the raised bed vegetable garden space, which I'm going to give you a little mini tour. Actually, maybe Monica can. Monica's right over here, right there. Anyway, she got them all planted up and they look awesome, but we want to fix the hedge back there first, and then we're going to run drip system to everything, to the raised beds, to all of the flower beds here. I don't think it's going to take us all that long to do that. And then we are going to mulch all the flower beds. So I think that's kind of my last step here this season. Monica and Nick, after that, they're going to plant the grass. So hopefully we'll come back later on this year yet to show you what that looks like, because I think that will really complete the space. But let me give you a look. It's amazing. You guys have done good.
We just can't believe it.
It's just absolutely beautiful. Okay, so let's flash back just real quick, you guys, to what it looked like before. It was a sloping yard. It still does have a little bit of a slope because we wanted to make sure water would drain properly, but we did a lot of leveling. Not we. I say we. Pedro did.
Yeah.
So we hired Fruitland Landscaping. A guy by the name of Pedro owns it. He and his crew came and did a beautiful job leveling this space, building this amazing rock wall just to give us a little bit of dimension and create just a little bit more of a unique, special space. And they kind of blew it out of the water. I mean, they just did such a good job. I'm so happy with it. So that just created this sunken garden feel, I think, and it really makes the space look a lot larger.
It does. Like everything we've done, once we did the wall and the raised beds, it made everything look bigger.
Yeah, it just really did. So Monica and Nick have been doing a little bit of planting. Monica and I did a little bit as well. I brought this arbor from home. This was back by our back shade porch.
Yeah.
It looks really pretty in your space.
You wouldn't believe like all the hummingbirds and all the birds we're getting back here, and Nick and I get such a charge out of it. Like we have hummingbirds just landing on the tomato frames.
Oh.
And like Nick sent me a picture the other day of a couple of them at a time, like sitting on those and they're fighting each other.
Oh,
but
there's
it's fun.
one right there. It's on the tomato frame.
Oh yeah. Oh, there it is.
Are you kidding me?
Oh.
Oh.
I get excited every time, like it never gets old.
That is so fun. Oh, I love it. So that's a look at this side. Let me pan slowly over to this area. Look at that. 2 separate stairs. So one that goes up to the patio, which your patio looks massive now. It looks so much bigger than it did before.
Well, and having the pathway they did off the end of it and everything extended it so much. The steps, everything.
Yeah. So this one is kind of access to the side yard here, which Nick and Monica built this beautiful trellis.
Well, Nick.
I did primarily.
I did nothing.
Monica was the support group.
Yeah, I went with him to do the shopping.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
You need to have the support with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a beautiful job. They've got some honeysuckle planted on that. But we've got this little bed here, which when Pedro and his guys were making all of this stuff, I asked them to do tubing everywhere, black poly tubing, so that we'd have drip access easily. But this right here, so we go up these stairs, and especially you don't really look down this very often.
No,
it's
only
more like
right
this
there.
view. They put this little Japanese maple here. It just looks really nice. Okay, I'll look back this way. You can see the flower bed. We'll be doing drip in there today. I love it. So after the contouring was done, we did a bunch of planting, the boxwood cones and the arbs and things over here, some of the things. And then the third step was raised beds. And that was a beast of a day.
Yeah.
But they just turned out so beautiful. So we wanted to have the same feel as the copper capped raised beds from Gardener's Supply, but they don't offer them currently in this shape. So we decided we could build them ourselves. But I honestly love the big 2x8s. They
I'm
really
so
have
happy with that.
a bulky kind of like lasting appearance. And I mean, they were very easy to put together. It's just that everything was so heavy.
Yeah,
because
like easy.
Yeah. Anyway, she's got them all planted up. So we've got a pepper in this one, and a San Marzano tomato, and a nasturtium, and a
bush cucumber.
Awesome. This one, here, why don't you give us a tour? I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
What do you have in this bed?
Well, so I like all of my hot peppers, so I've got a bunch of those. Because I've got a chipotle hot pepper. This is a Black Beauty eggplant, because I think I'm the only one in our family that actually likes eggplant.
I think you might be right.
Yeah. And then I popped a red nasturtium in each corner because I do like red flowers.
Well, you know what? That's probably what's drawn in the hummingbird.
Yes. And habanero pepper. Then we have a jalafuego, which are big spicy jalapenos, because a jalapeno isn't worth it if it's not spicy. Sun sugar tomato. What is this?
Another pepper.
Serrano.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and look, a little pepper. Little peppers.
Oh, cute.
I've got them on there. And dill and a bit, that's a super fantastic. Is that the one you
Yes,
told me about
super
that you like?
fantastics are awesome.
Yeah, and then basil, of course. Amazel basil, which is amazing.
It is. Yeah.
And then Heather told me that purple basil will make pink basil gimlets.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, so I had to put one in.
Nice.
So yeah, my little vegetable patch.
And then back here, it just kind of, accesses the side, need a way to get back into the garage, but there's a step there as well.
That's kind of utility area.
Yeah, utility mostly. And then we did plant, this is a purple lilac, a President Lincoln. And then what we had done is we planted 5 arbs, but 2 of them actually didn't look that great, which kind of, I see one that's potted on their side yard that looks okay.
That one's okay. I think I'm gonna take it and just find somebody that wants it,
Yeah.
because we don't have anything to do with it. And one of them did die.
So
but
it's
that's
kind of-
just, that's what I always tell people. When you're planting stuff, sometimes something just dies.
Yep.
There's nothing you can do
It
about
shocked,
it. It
or
just shocks.
who knows? It worked in our favor though.
I did.
Yeah.
Because that's what we were gonna do. I thought, well, the 2 that weren't looking as good,
Yeah.
we can just, we're not gonna need them anyway.
So we had the 5 arbs here and it just wasn't balanced enough. In fact, when I drove away that day, I was like, nope, can't leave it like that. We've got to shift some things around. And I know Monica loves lilac, so I called her and I said, I think we should pop 2 of those arbs out, center the 3 arbs in between like the raised beds, and put another lilac on the other end and really kind of frame in that space. And she was like, yes, let's do that.
I wanted a
Oh, there
white
it is.
lilac.
Oh no, that's a butterfly.
Oh,
I'm gonna be all distracted all day.
look at the rhubarb.
Oh yeah.
That rhubarb has just like taken off. I love that. I
Yeah.
love the look of those.
So this is going to be task number 1. Task number 2 today is all the drip, and then we're going to take a break and hopefully find a shaved ice shack somewhere.
I know where
That's like
one
my
is.
goal for the day. You do?
I already spotted one.
Awesome. So we'll go do that and we'll pick up mulch and then we'll come back and mulch everything up and it's going to look awesome. So anyway, I think what we're going to do then is just tackle this. It's just digging stuff up and repositioning and all of that. So here we go. Oh my gosh, does that ever change things? It looks so much better.
It looks so pretty.
Oh,
So symmetrical.
it is.
And pleasing.
And so balanced. And Monica does realize that she's going to have to do a lot of pruning on those lilacs to keep them. I just consider them like topiary lilacs. And when you have a smaller space to work on, you don't mind those kind of pruning chores. I don't even mind them in our garden on some things.
When it's something I like enough, because lilacs are one of my favorite plants. My favorite flowers, and so I don't mind.
So now you have 2. Yay. I was also saying that, once those grow up and kind of create that beautiful frame back there, it might get to a point where you just remove the 3 arbs. Get rid of those. You'll have a nice big arch of lilac and you can tuck a bench under there.
How pretty would that be?
Oh, and then you wouldn't have to prune on them as much, but you might love the look with the evergreen back there as well.
I think so. And in the end of the day, like in the afternoon, that area just gets sun like crazy. So we're gonna have a bench there, but I doubt we're gonna want to make it a big seating space.
Sure.
Just because is pretty hot over there.
Sure. While I was planting a couple of these things, Monica was moving roses. So she had 3 roses here planted and decided that she might like them a little better over there, which I think is great. Kind of fills in that end, and then you can work on this as you find things you like. While we had the shovel out, I did trench this little area here because we are going to run a drip line, and this is our next step. For the irrigation system, they've got 2 available zones on their irrigation system, and Pedro set that up. I don't know how to set up zones to an irrigation system. I can set them up to a hose. In fact, that's what we did at my sister-in-law's house, at Alyssa's house for her garden. If you are setting up your irrigation system from a hose, you can watch that video. We can link it down below, and it shows you all the pieces and parts you need to do that and setting it up on a timer and such. But if you do have the ability to hook it up to your irrigation zone, then everything is kind of all in one system and it's just nice and tidy. So there are the 2 zones. We're going to be setting the raised beds up on their own zone, so they will run independently from the flower beds, and the flower beds will be one zone. Oh, Monica, I like this. So here's one of the drip access right here, and we're going to be able to go off both ways. So see, Pedro brought this up. It came up in a PVC pipe, and then he had all the fittings there to make it adaptable to 1/2-inch drip tubing. So we'll be running drip this way up into this bed and along to the honeysuckles and also to this boxwood. And then from the other side, it will run along this way. We're going to tee off and run a line for the boxwoods. And then it will just travel, just solid black poly to the back and elbow around to water the back plants there. The other drip access is just this way. So there's one right here, same kind of situation. This one will be for the raised beds because this is the one on its own zone. So we'll take black poly over. We can see we've already got all the pipes here. We thought ahead and we ran them up into the beds. So nice. And the last one is right here in the terraced raised bed, and this one is actually connected to the same zone that one is. So I hope that makes sense. So I've got all of the drip supply, all of the drip supplies in the back of the truck. Let's get that all unloaded. We'll kind of lay it out and show you what supplies we're going to be using. Okay, this is what I've brought. Let me run through the supplies really quick. We've got some of the drip line, the brown drip tube that has the emitter holes every 12 inches, and we've got two 250-foot rolls of that. That should be plenty. We've got some kneeling pads, essential. Yeah. I did bring part of our pack out system. This is Milwaukee pack out, and we've used it to organize our drip supplies. So really what I'm going to be using a lot of are the 1/4-inch couplers and the 1/4-inch plugs. Also this tool right here, this punches into 1/2-inch poly so we can get our couplers in easily. And then this part right here, we'll be using a lot of these, probably a lot of T's, some elbows right here, and this is for the 1/2-inch drip tube. I'll be using clamps on some of it, but not all of it. I don't think the pressure is going to be tremendous, so I don't think it'll blow any couplers. Oops. And the only other thing in here that we're going to be using are some inline valves. I want to put one at the beginning of the drip system for each one of the raised beds, so that, Monica, if you want to turn one off, like if you clean everything out of one bed and don't want to water that bed for a little while, you could be able to do that.
Oh, that'll be nice. I didn't even know such a thing existed.
Yep.
So that's
kind of
nice.
like having a faucet like we do, you know, you can turn it on or off.
That'll be nice.
And then we've got the 1/4-inch drip line with the 6-inch dripper spacing. This is for the raised beds. And we're going to also pop one in for that Japanese maple over there. And then a whole bunch of landscape staples to tack everything down. So we should be good to go. I think what we'll do is try to show you close up on everything we're doing. We'll do the best we can. And then I will run you through each area that we work on when we're done with it, just to show you the configuration of everything. So I don't anticipate this taking very long. This is the first area we're going to work on. We're going to hook up all of the raised beds. So these two are the water access up into the raised beds. So like this one, if I pull on it, you can see it moving up in there, I think. And then this one right here runs alongside the back of the raised beds and up into that one. So I've got a T coupler here. We're going to be connecting these two together to our main line. So they're all going to come together right here. On the major junctions like that, I'm going to be using the clamps. On smaller junctions, I will not be using the clamps. Real quick, guys, I just wanted to show you how we had to run this tube on both sides, actually. The one that goes up into that bed, it came straight along here, but it would kink if I tried to bring it, you know, over to the T-coupler, or I could put an elbow in, or you can just swing it out wider, and we've got it all tacked down, so it's not going to go anywhere. It swings over to the T. Now, one could put a cross in here, because at this point, you know, we do need to bring the black poly over to the water source, but I forgot, so we just went ahead and teed in again. And now we're going to attach it to the water source, and then we can run the drip in the actual beds. First bed is done. So the pipe that came up into the raised bed, that's where it ends right there. And we put an elbow coupler on and then put another run of black poly in. But I did cut in one more time and put in this inline valve. So that would mean it's off. That's on. Totally not a necessary piece, but kind of handy to have. And then we went along with the 1/4-inch couplers and just ran some lines. Now, because Monica's not doing row crops, we're able to run fewer lines. Usually I would run like 3 or 4 lines, and in this section right here, so like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I would continue like 5, 6, 7, 8. Because I do my rows fairly close together, but we're able to do more targeted watering here. So like for the one Jalafuego plant, we're able just to circle around it. And I added more emitters than is probably needed, but I'd rather start with too many and then cut some off if we need to. So now Monica, for the first time ever, is going to tackle drip system on this next bed.
See,
it's a good learning experience, Monica's.
Yeah, I've never done anything with this at all.
Be fun.
Yeah.
Kind of like, yep, it kind of like jiggles on, and then get your clamp down. Yep. Okay, and then you like pack it up where you want it. And then let's put the inline valve in. So make your cut just like enough, about right here. Clamp, here's the valve. Because you have to do 2 clamps. It's more efficient to do them both at the same time. Here's your figure 8.
Okay. Okay. Oh, that's not so bad.
No. So then we'll run this one.
So like, should I just come out?
Yeah. That way you can tuck something else in if you want. I would just do like right in the middle in this case.
Okay.
How do you feel about it, Monica's?
Feeling good.
Pretty easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Once you know what pieces you need.
Yeah, I was thinking it'd be way harder. I thought putting all the pieces together would be a lot harder. Yeah.
Nice. You did that.
Woohoo!
Nice.
That feels really good.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's fun.
Well, now you know what pieces you need to arm yourself with, and
I've been
can
taking
fix
pictures
anything.
of all of it so
That's
that I
good.
can try to remember and make myself a kit.
Yeah. So for this one, Monica ran 3 runs just because there's more stuff going on in this bed, and then just 2 runs for the basil, giving herself a little extra on each one of these runs, just in case.
Pop something in there?
Yeah, if you want to pop something in there, or basil does require usually a little bit of extra water.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of the drip system. You can add more drip if you need, or
Yeah.
take it away. All right, we're going to continue the same thing for the next 2 beds, and then the drip system for the raised bed portion is done. And that actually takes way longer than the rest. That's why I wanted to tackle it first.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, and this doesn't even seem like, I mean,
not too bad.
It's easier. The whole thing is easier than I thought it was going to be.
Woohoo.
So, yeah.
All right, guys, all of the raised beds are done, and Monica personally did 2 herself. Oh, she's around the corner. And then I went ahead, because we just had enough of the black poly to do this back line right here, and we're gonna take a break because it is lunchtime and we're feeling a little hungry, plus we need more black poly and we need to go get mulch. So we're gonna go get all of that done in one fell swoop, and then we're gonna come back and attack the rest of the drip, and then we'll do the mulch. But this is what we do when we've got hedge sort of situations. We do the black poly, and then we do emitters. So these are 2 2-gallon per hour emitters. and that can be adjusted. You can change them to 1s or half gallon, depending on your soil type and how your weather is, all that stuff. It may need to be adjusted, but that's what we find works for our ARB hedges. So that's what I did all the way along the line there. I feel like that's a good way to be efficient with water too, because we don't need to be watering in between these things. We just kind of want targeted water for each plant. And yeah, it just works well. But I think, Monica, the raised beds were the ones that had the most parts, the most little like fiddly pieces. So I think the rest of this will go really fast once we have the proper supplies.
And once we get ourselves energized.
That's right.
With some food.
Yes. How you feeling, Monica? You wore out?
I need to lift some weights or something more often. Those are heavy.
We got 24 bags of the soil topper and 4 of the brown mulch to finish off the back of the vegetable garden. All right, guys, we are back. We got what we needed. We're gonna just tear into this. I'll give you a tour of the drip before we put mulch down, but I'm so excited to see this thing looking all together. Let's get it done. How you feeling?
Pretty good. Had a chance to cool down.
Monica hauled all of these bags in. There's some behind me as well.
Those have to be the heaviest bags of mulch I have ever lifted in my life.
I think you might be right.
Are they really wet or what the heck?
I don't know. It's not an actual mulch. It's an all natural topper, but it looked pretty. Wasn't there a broken bag over here? Yeah, Monica wanted something dark, but not an actual mulch, and we're kind of low on the compost end of things at the moment, so I think this is going to be really nice.
Yeah, it'll look good.
So we did get the drip done. Everything is run. It's all tied in. Monica, we should probably run a manual cycle so we can look at it before we cover it with mulch. But I just wanted to walk you guys through what we did. So we showed you the raised beds already, showed you this line here, but what we did is we just used a coupler tied into the black poly. So there's the coupler right there. And then this line just runs the distance. Monica pulled back the mulch and then we ran the tube and she put the mulch right back over the top. Then I did a T-coupler here and ran a line, drip line along the boxwoods, and then stopped the drip line and then did a black poly right here and then trenched it underneath and then popped back up and then did another drip line and stopped it right there. And then it just turns into kind of a grid over here. And I did it based on how the flower bed is going to be shaped, because it comes out, I kind of did the line with my foot here, but it kind of bulbs out here. So there's more drip in this area and then it gets more narrow here. And then over here in the corner, you can see where everything kind of comes together and it ties into the water. And then I ran a black poly back to the back corner with one individual emitter because Monica's got a clematis she wants to pop back here. And then it travels over here, attaches to this black poly, and then comes up right here. And then I did an elbow and went down this way. And then this is probably the biggest menagerie of couplers that we have going on here. But when I got the line over here, I realized, well, I need to run 2 this way for this bed, but then I also need to go this way to make it to the little bed right over here, which it pops up. And then I just did like a little swirl, which we normally don't do. We usually try to do some type of a grid, but this is such a small area that the swirl works. Anyway, so what I did is I used a cross coupler right here. And, you know, I would have been able to just go straight into this side if I had more room, because the drip line, if you try to connect it like this and then run it too close, it will want to kink it right here. So I just decided to come off of that and do another elbow so that I could run this way. So those 2 run the distance here. And then they come together at this T-coupler, and then I came off of it with black poly. You can kind of see where that black poly comes under the trellis here so that I could pop a 1/4-inch drip line in. So we could run it to this Japanese maple. And then this was the last bed and the easiest one because we just ran 4 rows of drip tube and then came over and did all of our couplers, and it only took 2 T-couplers on this side because we have enough distance that it could make the curve on the edge. I didn't have to do an elbow over here. And then it comes down over to this side. Kind of does similar things, except for I did have to come off one to attach to the water. So now I think we're gonna run the drip zones so that we can see if everything looks good and there's no leaking or anything like that. Once that is done, we are going to mulch, and I think that is gonna be so nice. And you guys, it is so hot today. Yeah. I don't know what the deal is. We were supposed to have some storms this afternoon, but oh my goodness. Good thing that this last part is so satisfying, Monica.
And it goes fast.
It does. All right, guys, it looks amazing. We didn't quite make it with the mulch. We were short about 3 bags of each type. So I think Monica and Nick are gonna head back to the store later this evening or tomorrow, and they're gonna finish that up. But let me show you how gorgeous this turned out. Oh my word. I was just so anxious to see this space with a defined flower bed line, with, you know, infrastructure covered, with a lot of that white soil covered. Oh, we got a big plane ahead of us or above us. Look at this. I mean, this line might change a little bit, but I kind of tried to remember where I had it before and then where the sprinklers ended up. So this, are you guys gonna seed the grass this week? Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, to see green grass right here, that's gonna top it, the whole thing.
I know. If I would have remembered to grab some yesterday, we would have probably done it tonight.
Really?
But,
oh,
yeah.
That's gonna just be awesome. And just seeing this looking so tidy, you can see right at the corner we didn't have quite enough. And then also being able to finish up around the boxwoods here on both sides and then do this whole area. Monica's gonna go around right now and she's gonna water everything in. We did test the drip, but they are gonna be setting the system and they'll have it start tomorrow probably, just so that they can get it on the right schedule. But she's gonna rinse the fence off where we were a little bit wild with our mulch. Oh, but look at this. Oh my word. Oh,
it's just transformed even more. Like
it
it
has.
already was transformed and now it's like
amazing.
It's amazing.
Oh my goodness. For some reason, I mean, I really like this right here, seeing the different level and the walkway and the trellis and really like the groupings of potted plants. Monica, the hydrangeas you want to plant out front, which can you guys see those right there? They actually look really pretty right there. You need to like do a potted alley of stuff.
Well, that's Nick was actually mentioning. He was like, you know, I kind of want to start getting something down this line too, not just leave it just gravel, because
you want to, like, there's so many beautiful
keep it
things
going,
now.
you
Yeah,
know?
you want to
especially
just
now putting the Japanese maple right there, and it kind of makes it look like the yard doesn't stop just right at the trellis.
right.
And oh, now we want to keep going.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
So this area back here, you can see that we were able to mulch on this side, but we were short on this side. But that gives you maybe more of an appreciation of what it looked like prior, right? Before, after. And same for over here. I think maybe about 3 more bags that would finish this whole area up, but the rest of it just looks beautiful. So, so pretty. Oh, the sun's gonna come back out. And I love that there's space back here for a bench sort of situation and other things. I mean, you can put other potted items. I think Nick is going to espalier some fruit trees along the back fence. So that'll be a nice, flat, vertical, beautiful thing that does not have thorns. That's where we were going to put roses. Oh, I just love this. I just want to take a slow stroll around and look at this. Nick got a little solar water feature thing to pop in this bird bath. It works really well. Okay, let's walk up here and take a look down the other way. Okay, so as you're coming down the side yard, oh my goodness. Maybe Ken could color this in like it's grass. Is that possible, Ken? again.
Photoshop?
Photoshop, yes.
Photoshop in some grass?
But we will come back here later in the season, you guys, once the grass is more established and there's more growth in the raised beds. And you're gonna come to my house, grab some annuals, right?
Yeah.
And maybe pop in a few annuals here and there for some color while they kind of decide on what else they want to do with this space. And you guys, that is it for today's project, and really that's it for what I'm going to be doing in this space this year. I might come along with some trellises or plants or things like that here and there, but as far as big stuff, that is what we set out to accomplish this spring, and we did it, and I'm so excited about it. And I'm so happy because Monica was telling me how much they love sitting out on their patio, and they find themselves not really wanting to leave and like go out to dinner as much and go out and do things as much because they want to stay here and enjoy their space. And that is before the mulch even went down. Like, it's going to be so much better once there's grass and things like that going on in this space. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.